This is a question from Eric in the Patreon community. Can you address the nature and significance of experiences one might have with spirits or spirit helpers or departed souls, seeing them or interacting with them?
Well, keep in mind, as we've said before, you are multidimensional beings. So that which you call spirit people are no different than you, meaning there's an aspect of your spirit, your soul, that is always non-physical, that is never leaves what you would call the spirit world. It is always there. It is projecting a part of itself into this human experience, but the energy of your soul, the energy of your spirit never actually leaves that realm or that dimension. It's only projecting a part of itself down into this human experience. So the reason we say that to you is because you can communicate easily with that which you would call spirits or departed loved ones, because the aspect of yourself that is still in the spirit world is with them right now as we speak. So there's an aspect of you that is with them, interacting with them, communicating with them right now, because you're both in the spirit world. It's just a part of your consciousness has been projected down into this physical reality. And sometimes when your human construct becomes aware of that interaction, then you acknowledge that as a paranormal experience. It is not, there's nothing unusual about it. It's a very normal thing to interact with those of other dimensions, whether that be your loved ones in spirit or an angelic spirit. It's very normal because you are multidimensional. Understand that your human senses are different than your multidimensional or your spiritual senses. So your spiritual senses may need some developing in terms of not really developing, but remembering what they are in terms of clairsentience, clairvoyance, clairaudience, remembering how your spirit transmits and receives energetic information can be helpful to the human aspect of you in terms of quote unquote developing your abilities. But it's not really developing your abilities, it's remembering your abilities, because that aspect of you that is in the spirit world already knows how to communicate, already knows how to send and receive information, is already communicating with your loved ones, your spirit team, your guides, your angels. That's already happening. When your human mind quiets down in terms of when it goes to sleep, when you go to sleep at night and the mind shifts states and quiets down, quite often, if you're someone who does not have experiences during the day, quite often you'll have experiences during the dream time. Why? Because your mental construct is shifting states and calming down. There's not as much thinking. And so when there's less thinking, there's more opportunity for a conscious interaction. So you can keep that in mind throughout your waking state by knowing that anytime you sit and quiet the mind and become still, you are creating the conditions for which the multidimensional aspect of yourself and your loved ones, your guides, your team in other dimensions can communicate with you. And it occurs on an energetic level, telepathic level, clairsentient level. You have to get to know how your unique soul communicates in terms of, from your human aspect, you think of some people are visual, some people are auditory. It is the same with your soul communication. Some of you are very clairvoyant, you receive visions. Some of you are very clairaudient, you receive words. Some of you just feel. And some of you, all of you, are receiving telepathic impressions. You need to recognize, familiarize your human aspect with how your soul is communicating with these beings. The communication is already happening. You just have to recognize and remember that it's happening.
He actually had a second question too. If one finally achieves the letting go enough to fully become aware of themselves as source energy while still incarnate, what does their life look like then, or how might that be experienced by them? Has there any
We're going to link it to the last question because we feel like these two questions are linked together, because when you clarify your mental construct and your emotional body, when you begin to clarify those channels and when you begin to remember yourself as an aspect of source, then you become more aware of your identity as this multidimensional self. And so receiving communication from other dimensions becomes much easier for you. How does that trickle down into your life experience? Life becomes easier because you recognize that you're always being guided by your higher self and by those who wish to help you. So life is not as difficult. You're not on your own trying to make a decision. You have the wisdom and the higher perspective of your higher self helping you, and you have all of the guides and guardians helping you from the other realms that, by the way, before you incarnate, you also set up those teams. Who's going to help me from the other side? You set that up. You have all of those beings helping you. They've been helping you all along. When you align with your higher self and you begin to remove these imprints and clear your energy field, now you're becoming more aware that they're helping you. And so life becomes easier because decisions are not difficult. You can feel what is for you and what is not for you, what is the path and what is not the path, and it becomes very clear and very easy. So that is probably the main way how your life changes, is because it becomes more flowing and more connected and more synchronistic and more magical, because you're aware of not only the multidimensional aspect of yourself, but of your multidimensional guides and helpers that are always constantly sending you information and energetic support.